What's up, everybody? This is how I make $100,000 per month from selling digital products. Disclaimer, I'm not going to leave out anything in this video. This is the journey from when I first started to having dreams about making money on the internet until this current day of 100K per month. So I'm going to go from ages 14 to now 26 present day. Now, present day, my partner Frankie and I started an agency 6 months ago. During this time, we worked with landscaping companies. We still work with them to get them more clients and increase their sales. So this is just a screenshot that Frankie posted on his story, and I also reposted it on mine. All glory is to God. Pray more. Now, this video is for people who want to make more money on the internet, people who want to quit their job and start an online business, people with experience working on computers and don't know what to do. That's a picture of me when I was a baby, or maybe not a baby. I don't know how old I was. I grew up in Michigan in a small family, kind of dysfunctional, but was blessed in my childhood with great people. We were poor, and I started to work at 14 years old. I worked doing party rental where we would set up tents, tables, and chairs. There's another picture of me right there with a bunch of chairs in the back. That was probably 250 chairs. This was the place where I met my first mentor or hustler. The owner of the company started out of his garage and now owns a $5 million party rental business in my area. His name is Joe. Joe was the first person I met who started with nothing and has built an empire. At this company, there were people who struggled with drug abuse, like drugs, with like crack, heroin, and even homeless people that worked there. I remember one day when I was 15, in the back of one of the party rental vans, I told this guy who was abusing drugs that I wanted to be rich. And to this day, I remember him telling me, "You won't be rich." And I told my brother, I said, "You remember what he said?" I remember. I'm like, "Dude, he said this. I'm going to prove him wrong." I had vivid memories of all the people who doubted me in my head, and I still do. That's a picture of me just, making fun, just messing around with some money in my hands. Fast forward a couple years, I left the party rental business when I was 18. I started working at a landscaping company, and the landscaping company owners were 24 and 28 years old. The company was doing over $1 million a year. Again, now I saw that young people were making money and I wanted to be like them. That's a picture of me inside my work uniform. We also had a heroin addict at this company, and I think that this made me realize that's not somebody who I wanted to be. I think seeing how young they were and how hard they worked made me realize what it takes to build $1 million company. We would work on these massive houses in the richest neighborhoods in Michigan from 6 a.m. until 7 p.m. at night. And every day I would just think, how can I get out of here and how can I get rich? This is a picture of us because when you're working at a landscaping company, you have to go to the gas station to fill up on gas. And, look, there's a Ferrari and I'm over here working in landscaping. So you guys probably already know the types of thoughts that I had. Now, while I was working 80 plus hours a week, I took all of my money, invested it into online courses for drop shipping and Facebook ads. This is actually surprisingly not what made me the 100K per month. I scaled a store to 10K plus per month while doing the landscaping work, and I was selling vitamin E oil, but all of my payment processors and Facebook ads shut me down. That's a picture of one of the stores back in the day. During this phase of my life, I knew that I couldn't have a boss. I hated people telling me what to do in a condescending way. I'm sure you guys understand what I'm talking about. I really thought drop shipping or e-commerce would have been the outlet to working anywhere in the world and making money. I stopped working at the landscaping business around 18, 19 years old. I was pretty wild. During this time, I would drink, smoke weed, do drugs from basically 14 years old to 19, pretty much every day while I was still learning how to make money online. I ended up getting in trouble and going to jail. There's a picture of some of the crazy years. They ended up putting me on probation, and this changed my life. I knew I had to make a change. On probation, I had to have a job to show my probation officer that I was working. Having my own company was not an option at this time. So I went and worked at Verizon selling phones. This was my first experience doing sales. And I realized that you didn't have to bust your butt and break your back doing landscaping to make money. You could do sales and make money while sitting behind a desk. but I had zero idea what I was doing at the beginning. And there was this old head who I said, his name was Peter, who taught me how to sell. The second month, I led the company in sales, selling Samsung Galaxy S8s because we would make the most commission on those. And I wanted to make money online so bad and hated working at a real job. I remember when people wouldn't come into the Verizon store, I would just watch things on funnel building, making money online, and that's all I would do at Verizon when I was not actually working, which was most of the time. But I ended up getting off of probation, so I had plans to start a lawn care business myself and build my online business at the same time. It was like a plan A, plan B. There was this thought though, what happens if it doesn't work? So I had that insurance plan to make sure that I still was successful if I never ended up making money on the internet. And I cut grass and put all my money into that online business. So I quit the Verizon, started the lawn care business. There's a picture of me back in the day for the lawn care business. I made my first 20 grand in that business. It grew too fast. Before you know it, I had 8 employees and was completely distracted from the online business. Every day I would think about how I am not doing what I actually want to do. I couldn't travel and work. There's me finally traveling to Aspen, Colorado with my brother. I sold that company because there was no way I could make the online business and lawn care company work at the same time. Everyone told me not to sell the landscaping company. I remember my entire family told me not to. I never listened to them or had any doubt in my mind about not selling the company. These people were individuals that I did not want to be like, and I think I'm just much more comfortable with risk than they are. So the landscape company was sold. I was around 23 years old. I started an agency selling marketing services to local businesses like landscaping companies with a friend. I invested all of my money into coaching, mentorships, courses. There was a $7,500 sales course that I actually purchased that changed my life. And this is a conversation before I purchased the sales course of us attempting to close a client. And I could just look back at it now and just like, that's something that I would never say. I already knew how to run Facebook ads, use software, and get the phone to ring for local businesses from the courses I took when I was younger. But I had a limiting belief that I didn't know how to sell. Everything started coming together. My first agency, I ended up growing it to 10K plus per month, but that was not the start of making serious money for the 100K per month. I stopped that agency about 6-7 months ago and began that journey to 100K per month. This is when I met my partner, Frankie, and this would not be possible without him and Will. Frankie would go on to sell and I would do the back end work. So just imagine me and Frankie working like mad scientists, trying to figure out how to grow our agency as fast as possible. Meanwhile, drinking 8 cups of coffee a day and going through a pack of Zins. After implementing everything that I learned in the courses and mentorships, it all clicked. The things that changed everything was learning about funnels and having a sales process. We started closing 5+ deals a week. The first month, 12K, second month, 40K, third month, 70K, fourth month, 70K, fifth month, 85K, sixth month, 101K. This is a screenshot of Frankie texted me that he closed a 15K contract, and I was on my way to Colombia in a group chat. So you can see that I was messing around inside the group chat. This was around during the 35-day mark of that agency. I ended up going to Colombia for a mastermind. This began to make me hungrier and hungrier because I traveled outside of the country in this third world country, and I was working from my laptop. We were closing deals. I was feeling amazing. This is a picture of us in a rooftop bar in Armenia, Colombia. This was a picture of our ticket to go to Medellin, Colombia. That's a picture of me right there. That's another picture of Armenia. That was the Airbnb. This is all of us together, and these guys are all making a ton of money in their agencies now as well. But I also put everything inside of God's hands. So I started going to church every single Sunday. I did a 10-day fast and prayed. I didn't eat anything for 10 days. But the thing that really changed it was a funnel. And a funnel is the journey that the prospects or the landscaping businesses or any type of local service business goes through to know, like, and trust you. Our method to get people inside of our funnel is cold calling. So we would cold call companies and get their name, email, and phone number, and they would be in our funnel. Now, the sales process is what we say to the prospects and show the prospects. I would work on the funnel every single day. I'd be creating different landing pages, case study videos, colors, everything you can imagine inside this marketing funnel. Now, these are screenshots of some funnels. I'd also create multiple scripts. So this is a script that we use. This is a type of funnel that we use right here. Now, once we had this funnel set up, it was only a matter of calling business owners, reading the scripts, showing them the funnel, and closing the deal. I thought about it. When I first started, I didn't know how to set up a funnel or what to say to business owners. I even paid $3,000 for a mentor who just told me to talk to them. After cracking the code, making this a science, this is when we grew fast. So how the AI chatbots made our business explode. While we were growing the company, we learned about AI chatbots. These AI bots were making our clients a ton of money, but there were a couple problems at the beginning. We had a lot of complaints. I had to turn off all the bots. Every day I kept thinking about the AI bots and only if they worked. But after a month, I gave it another go. So I stopped, waited a month, gave it another go, boom. One of our clients made $3,000 in one day from the bot, and things were rocking and rolling. The AI bot answers all of the questions about their business. So if somebody contacts them through text, email, Instagram, Facebook profile, anything, the AI bot will answer the question, but then also attempt to sell them. So they'll ask them, what's your address? When do you want to meet? How many, garbage cans do you want? So those types of questions. And then the client will go in there, read the conversation and see that this person is pretty much closed because the AI bot did all of the heavy lifting. Also, they're happy because they don't have to answer the phone and they can see, is this person really interested in getting service or were they just some random person? Now, our bank accounts began to grow and I began traveling some more. This is me on my way to Arizona. By the way, this is all happening in the last 6 to 7 months. This is Phoenix, Arizona. This is Frankie. He was closing deals on the phone. This is me at the Grand Canyon National Park. This is me shooting, my first time shooting ever. We ended up having to change our payment processors from Stripe to Payrilla. So this is inside the account. This is our cat, Coco. She just closed a massive deal. And this is a happy client saying that he closed one of the jobs that the AI bot got for $2,500. It was one of his first leads. After touching that $100K per month mark we were chasing, we ended up getting kind of bored. So I decided to go to Mexico with my girlfriend and work on something for beginner online business owners. This is me on my way to Mexico right there. You can see that I have my gaming system right there. I was watching Blackberry. That's like a super entrepreneurial movie. I recommend it if you haven't seen it. That fired me up. It was a super nice resort. I was just working on my MacBook most of the time. Now, life really feels truly blessed. I have never felt